Florida. It is hot down here. I did arrive after my long plane flight, but folks, there is big news dropping today. So a lot of people, Epstein, Bondi, Patel, Bongino, folks, this is big news. All right. So, and Crossfire Hurricane, this is really big news. So smash the like, do chat in with where you're from, and I'll bring you up to speed on all this because I was just spending some time with Steve Bannon. He's coming on the show, by the way. Talked to him. He said definitely, absolutely. I might even be able to pull it off tomorrow morning. We'll see if I can get that done before he goes live on the War Room, maybe otherwise post-War Room. I don't know. We'll find out. But there were a few big stories here. So number one, we had, so I don't know if you guys have heard, but Bongino is talking about leaving the FBI. That actually is real. That's verified. Kash Patel is not. So here's what's happened. There's been all these rumors flying around about Bongino leaving and then Kash Patel leaving if Bongino's leaving. And if Bondi doesn't leave, Bongino's going to leave. So I'm going to give you kind of the scoop on this. Okay, first off, I do not believe that Trump wants Pam Bondi to leave. I will tell you that first off, wholeheartedly. No administration wants to see people leaving that quickly. It just causes fodder for the media saying that they're a chaotic administration. But here's what is happening. So there was an issue. Dan Bongino got really heated in a meeting. This is real. And he said, basically, it's either Bondi or me. So I told you guys I did not believe for a second that Dan Bongino was going to give up $30 million a year doing what he's done and having this great business and this great thing. He feels like this has kind of ruined his reputation. So he's really upset about it. So he did make that statement. Now, I in talking with John Solomon was doing a report at the same time, and John said, look, Dan got really heated. It was in a meeting, and he said, I don't know if, once Dan takes a couple days, Dan didn't come into work today. Dan Bongino did not go into work today. Okay? So they're not all three compromised. Please stop. Just stop. Okay? I always go back to this. I trust Donald Trump's gut instinct. I trust what he learned the first, term in office. And now all this is shaking out. So if Trump wants Bondi around, good. Fine. Keep Bondi around. They didn't make Dan the scapegoat. So Dan is just basically, and so some people are saying, well, Bondi leaked this or whatever. It doesn't sound like that's what's happening. So Bongino has basically said that. Now, John Solomon thinks in a couple days that's all going to change and cooler heads will prevail. I know when I've been in heated work situations, you say things in the heat of the rush. We used to talk about this in food service. You say things in the heat of the rush that you wouldn't normally otherwise say. And Bongino believes what he says. Okay, he's great. So I was actually just on the War Room. They asked me the question. Was basically if you had to choose between Patel and Bongino or Bondi, who you choosing? And I said all day long, I'm letting Bondi go. If I have to choose, who would you guys choose? I'm curious. Who would you guys choose between Bongino and Patel or Bondi? Because I got to be frank. I mean, it's just not a contest. I mean, we worked so hard to get Kash Patel confirmed. Do you guys remember that? All day long, we worked so hard for those confirmations. So, but here's the thing. So let me see here. I want to make sure I'm covering all the stories. I mean, this just dropped. This is big news. So Bongino did say that. That doesn't mean he's gone yet. He didn't show up for work today. Kash Patel, it was rumored, said that he was going to leave if Bongino left. That is not true. It's not true. Patel is not going to leave. Partly because of the next big bombshell, the conspiracy against Donald Trump. So you guys remember, and I did this podcast the other day because I'm like, wait, does the FBI ever announce anything? And is this real? And then is there going to be any actionable things done, right? As far as this investigation with John Brennan. I think I was saying, I don't know, I was saying some other Brennan yesterday on my podcast. Sorry about that. It's John Brennan. I know that. Charles Brennan is I was talking about. I know a Charles Brennan. I kept saying the wrong name, so I'm sorry. But anyways, and I'm like, wait, now what's going on here? I mean, is this when I saw Brennan freaking out and then Elias freaking out on MSNBC, I'm like, this shit's real. It's real, okay? So, that being said, what's now taking place is Crossfire Hurricane. We are going to have some big announcements in the next 2 weeks about the conspiracy committed in the government to steal, to basically perform a coup d'etat about our country. Watch, okay? You yuck it up at the strangest time, guy. I know. You either like me or you don't, my friend. But my mind is a crazy tangled web that's going all over the place. But the bottom line is, Bush really screwed the whole Epstein thing up years ago. According to John Solomon, most of what we know about Epstein and his associates is out there. And Epstein did not keep a list, okay? There is something really interesting here about intelligence communities, so I got to get into. But sorry, I'm just holding the phone with my hands here. But so Epstein never kept a list like, oh yeah, P. Diddy, I contracted a 14-year-old girl out to. Please, people don't do that. I mean, you don't keep lists like that if you're doing nefarious deeds. Okay, but there is real connections to our intelligence community. It's not quite what you all think it'll be, but that is going to most likely drop here in the next 2 weeks. So I just want you to know that's coming. But this conspiracy investigation, what that does is it allows them to go beyond the statute of limitation because it's all tied up into a grand conspiracy. So this is a big deal. And I've always long wondered, and I think you guys have long wondered, will we ever see justice for the election of 2020, okay? The Crossfire Hurricane, the PP tapes, Russia collusion, all of it. All of this stuff. So now that is, we're going to see that. And I'm so excited about that. So are you guys excited about an actual conspiracy charge with Crossfire Hurricane, an actual real investigation, and a special prosecutor being assigned to that? That is most likely going to happen in the next weeks. Okay? Most likely happen in the next week. So I'm very excited about this. Again, I mean, there's something that's going to come out on Epstein, but this whole, I think the bigger concern is, and the thing that they're most focused on right now is this whole Crossfire Hurricane. Anyways, I saw you live. Anyway, somebody saw me live on Bannon. I get it. I don't know. I didn't feel nervous. I mean, I passed the mic on the next question because somebody else needed to talk. I didn't want to hog the time there because they were doing it was interviews in the street here outside of War Room, and then I talked with Steve Bannon. He definitely said he'd come on the show. Like I said, 9:30 tomorrow. I'm going to try and get him on. May or may not work at that time, but these are big news items. The whole thing, with Bongino. So if you just jumped on the stream, Bongino did say he would leave. If Bondi doesn't, I don't know that that's going to hold. Okay, Trump will probably talk to him and say, I don't think that Bongino didn't say something to Trump before he said that either. Okay, I don't think Bongino would do that. So there's just a lot of things going on right now. But I just wanted to update you on that because those are big stories. When you have the director of the FBI being rumored to leave, and that's not true. Again, it is not true. Kash Patel is not leaving. He serves at the pleasure of the president, and he serves the American people, and he's not leaving. Okay, I just want you to know, Kash Patel is not following Jan Bongino out the door if that happens. And then, I'm a Trump fanboy, and I can't be objective. Whatever, man. I tell you what, he's the best president I've ever voted for. So, how many of you feel that Donald Trump is the best president you ever got the privilege of voting for? Yes or no? Yes or no? Seriously, I want to know. The question was asked here, do you want to see, somebody super chatted me there. It was a super sticker. Thank you for that. Yeah, exactly. See, yes, you guys all agree. So here's the thing. Don't just don't just automatically assume, oh no, because we didn't get what we want. Oh, Bongino's bad, Patel's bad, everybody's bad, and Trump doesn't know what he's doing. Stop it. Please, just stop it. I mean, all you're doing is sowing seeds of doubt and making the liberals happy. Knock yourselves out, I guess. I mean, do what you got to do. But I'm not going there. I'm just not doing it. I have learned time and time again, even when I thought during the first term that Trump was wrong on something, he was right. I learned even just recently when I talked about Iran and Israel and their ceasefire, and people were coming at me about that because they said, no, CNN told us it wasn't real. And what was it? It was real. Okay, if Trump says something, if he truths something out, he's not going to truth out false news. I mean, I'm sorry. It's not happening. Anyways, I love y'all, okay? But I actually, thank you, Neil. Get Bannon on. Awesome work. Okay, who was that? That was Old Lady Trucker. Thank you for that super sticker or super chat. Gene Rath, thank you for that. Thank you. So I'm enjoying it down here in Florida. Pete Hegseth just spoke. I kind of watched him on the monitors, but I'm going to get back in there. Tucker Carlson's going to be speaking. I want to hear what he has to say. I love y'all. Okay, keep fighting the good fight. All right, peace out.